mama said, what?
Your mama said what?
Your mama said what?
Your mama said what?
All righty, greetings, peace, and salutations. Welcome to Your Mama Said What podcast. Thank you for joining us today. We're happy to see you today and share and discuss. We're going to talk about Superwoman. Taking time for yourself. So, I want to give you this quote, first quote. And this is from Miss Maya Angelou. Take time to replenish your soul. Self-care is not a luxury, it is a necessity. And that means because you can't take care of anyone else if you don't take care of yourself. We as women are nurturers. We take care of everybody. We help them to grow, to develop. We help them to assist them with anything that they need. This is what we do as nurturers. You don't have to be a parent to be a nurturer. You know, if you're helping someone, assisting them, helping them to grow, helping them to develop, caring for them, protecting them, this is something that we do as nurturers. So women, we first have to take care of ourselves. What does that mean? That means finding out what it is that you like to do, things that relax you, things that are going to help you to replenish and be able to help someone else. Because we have to do that sometimes. We have to replenish ourselves. We have to refresh, regroup. And what does that mean to you? Whatever it is that you like to do. Sometimes it could just be stepping away for a minute. You know, sometimes 5 minutes you need, sometimes 10 minutes, you may need an hour, you may need a day, you may need a week. But whatever that means to you, you have to do that to help take care of yourself. So let us make sure that we're taking care of ourselves. So I want to tell you a story of how I take care of myself, what I do. So first thing in the morning, what I do is I say my prayer, whatever you want to do, meditation, whatever it is you do. And then I'll take some breathing. I'll do some breathing exercises because that helps me to breathe in and then kind of let all that out. Whatever it might have been from me sleeping bad, things on my mind from the night before, whatever it possibly could be. So this helps me to go on into the next day or for the rest of the day. Sometimes I'll get up and I'll do some exercise because I like to dance. So I found something that would get me moving and motivating is dancing. So I found a great program online. They have so many out there. So I get up and I go and I dance and it relaxes me. It helps me to start my day because then I got to go into Georgia traffic. Yeah, I'm from the Georgia. Ooh, and traffic is bad, not great. Rush hour traffic. I love Georgia, but the traffic is really bad. So it prepares me to handle that, you know. And I'm not going to always say it does because some people drive as if they just, that they just don't know how to drive. So that helps me to deal with them. I also do line dancing. I love to do that. I used to do it a lot before the pandemic, but then, you know, when the pandemic came, we had to kind of scale back. So I do a lot of it online. I go and find different line dancers online. Recently, I went on a cruise in August and they had a line dance class. Of course, I loved it. It was Western, cowboys. It was country is the word. It was country line dancing, but it was a whole lot of fun. You know, it was people from all over, of course, you know, and it was refreshing for me because it's something I wanted to do. I stepped away from everybody else and that's something that I like to do. So I went on my own and, you know, did the country line dancing, met people, you know, because you're dancing with people, you know, you're having fun, you're laughing. Laughter is great for the soul. Stress can be is kind of stress can be in many different forms and we have to learn to identify them. Sometimes it can be headaches, sometimes it can be back pain, neck pain, even sometimes it can just be, you know, you're frustrated for no reason and you don't know why. That can be a form of stress. And stress, that means that, okay, your body trying to tell you something or your mind trying to tell you, okay, step back. Let me work on me. Let me replenish myself. Okay. So, and I know I'm talking a lot, but I forgot. Let me introduce. My name is V, and I'm one of the co hosts. Your mama said, two sisters, Jalen and Sass. And let me introduce them, and they're going to tell you what they do to relax or to, take care of themselves. Sash, you want to start?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of My Mama Said What. Did she? We're the mothers, so we're natural nurturers, like V said. But what I do to take care of myself is, well, what I used to do until the spa closed was go have a spa day once a month. And that was really a time for me that I really enjoyed. So they closed for renovations, so I have to find some place. Well, Saturday I actually went and had my toes done, and just in the nail salon, just having them rub my feet for extra 10 minutes. It felt so good. Sometimes I can get my grandchildren to do that for me if I pay them, because I love my feet rubbed.
Yes, ma'am.
I also like to drive, which is unusual in New York, but I like to drive to the beach. I do have a destination sometimes, and I will just go to the beach and look at the water, not necessarily get in it. I very rarely get in the water in New York, but I do like to be near water. That's what I do, My mama didn't do those things. She used to just like to go to the airport and look at the planes taking off.
That's good. Hey, that's some people's therapy. That's great. That's great. Sister Jalen, what you like to do?
Well, learning to relax is new for me. Learning to think about me is new. And in that newness, I have recently joined, about 7 months ago, I recently joined a few book clubs. And so we meet weekly and we talk, we read a book and we come back weekly and we discuss it. So I'm meeting new people. Some people are local, some people are all over the United States. Some other things that I do, sometimes I just sit. Sometimes I just sit still, usually fall asleep, but I just sit still and just relax. And I have to tell myself that it's okay to do nothing because my mind is always moving. So I have to just like do nothing in order to just calm that down. And sometimes I like some TV shows, and I'll sit down and I watch a TV show. And what I also do, I don't eat in front of my computer, because if I'm eating in front of my computer, I'm working as well. So, but I'm learning to take time for myself. So it's a learning process for me.
And that's great. That's great, because we, again, it's something that we have to do, because we can't pour into someone else when our cup is empty. Actually, that's a Maya Angelou quote that I'm kind of taking, but that is so true. You continuously give, and then or pour out, but then you don't refill your cup. And we have to do that because it's good for us health wise, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. We have to do for ourselves. That is the first step. That is the first thing. If you don't do for yourself, how can you do for others? Yep. So that is absolutely something that we have to learn to do. And some of the things that you can do now, there are some teas that is really good for stress. So chamomile is a great tea that is great for stress. And sometimes just sitting back and having some tea. Over the weekend, it was a nice out here in Georgia. So it was like about maybe, I think it was almost 80 degrees. And it was just, no, it wasn't quite 80 degrees because it felt really good. It was a little bit of a crisp little chill, but it was really nice. So me and my son I took the grandchildren out to the backyard, and it was just so nice. It just felt good, even though it wasn't for me, it was for them. But just sitting there and relaxing, and just feeling that air, that sun on our skin, it was just really good. And sometimes your relaxation can be with others.
Mhm.
You can still be a superwoman taking care of others, but you can still have that be, it can still all be about you. In other words, we have to learn how to do that. And sometimes we don't, because we're such nurturers. We're always just trying to do this, trying to do that, trying to make sure that everybody is okay. But you have to make sure you're okay. And that is very important. That's something that we really need to do. Okay. So remember Sister Maya Angelou's quote: you can't pour from an empty cup. You have to look after self first. But that is something that we absolutely need to do. Sister Jalen, Sister Sash, any closing remarks for our viewers, listeners?
Where do you think the concept came from of just having to be a superwoman?
Being a woman, having children, having that nurturing spirit that we have. Where it came from, it could have come from, we can go back to slavery, when the men were taken or killed, the women had to take care of themselves and take care of their children and their siblings. And whomever was around them. Even, even let's say in the 70s and in the 80s, unfortunately, a lot of our brothers are in jail, incarcerated, dead on drugs, and there are a lot of single women households. So women have learned that they have to be able to take care of things in the absence of the man. And I think that where it stemmed from, again, way back, I think maybe during slavery, absolutely. But is it something that we can all
Okay, fix the banner. Here's me. Fix your banner.
Oh my gosh, too funny. Oh my goodness.
I don't know what to say, okay? Superwoman is a powerful word. And I think it stems from we not knowing how to set boundaries. No is a powerful word. No, I can't do that. And taking care of yourself, put self first.
Absolutely.
And then, I've always heard if you was on an airplane and the oxygen left the airplane, you don't take the oxygen mask and put it on somebody else. Right. You put the oxygen mask on yourself first so that you're able to help your child or your loved one. I was listening to a sister today for an hour expressing to me how frustrated she was caring for her elderly parents. And she had absolutely nothing left. And I just let her vent and vent. And I felt so bad for her. I was trying to give her solutions because they have home attendants, but her parents want her to care for them. And she's really on the verge of a mental breakdown, of collapsing, because she feels like she doesn't have time for herself. So I told her, I'm going to come and get you and we're going to go for a ride. And she's afraid to leave, even though her parents have that alert thing, that monitor where if something happened, she would be able to see it. She have other people in her circle, but she just feels so isolated, and I really feel for the sister. We talk for an hour this. So what you're saying is so important. You have to recharge. You
Yes.
can't just always be the battery that charges other people. You need your battery charged, or you're
Yes,
just
ma'am.
gonna
You
drain the life energy out of yourself. And that's the
Right.
point that this
Mhm.
particular system was in today. It's very
Right.
unhealthy.
And that venting could have been one of her, something for her as well too. That could have been a way for her to let it out, which she did. That could have been something for her as well too. We're not saying that we want to hear people complain about it, but sometimes people have to vent. That is their way of um, letting go of some things, and we have to learn how to let go of things that may not always be good for us. And even if it's just a little bit of time, she has to have that time. She has to do it because, again, you have to take care of first self. That is, what's something that we absolutely have to continue to do. And then we can help others. You ever go with that saying again? Help yourself first, then you can help others. The analogy you said on the plane, yes, that's what the stewardess tell us. Make sure you put your oxygen mask on first before you try to put it on your child or, the person sitting next to you or whoever it may be. So that is something. Yeah, they tell us that. They put this in our heads all the time, but we just don't listen. We just think that we are Superwoman. You can be a Superwoman, but you also got to learn how to take care of yourself. You can be that, but you got to recharge, get your boost back up, get your energy back up again. And do what you need to do for yourself. Okay? So please, we want to hear from you. We want you to tell us about how you take care of yourself. And we want to hear from you. Tell us what you did. As a matter of fact, that's a charge we're going to put on you. Even if you're not overwhelmed, do something for yourself. Tell us what you did. Share with us on Your Mama Said What, different platforms. We are on Instagram, Facebook, Thread, and Spotify. Like, follow, subscribe, and friend Your Mama Said What podcast.
Your mama said what?
And your mama said, put your feet up right now.
Because the mamas tell you what to do. All righty, thank you for joining us. See you next time.
Your mama said what? Your mama said what?
Your mama said what?
Your mama said what?